Fucking knew it. Fucking called it. I knew it. Battlefront 2 was such a fucking overstep on the part of the game industry that they're now rolling back to things that were previously bullshit, previously bollocks, previously things that shouldn't have been acceptable, and now presenting them like they're the good guy option. To wit, game industry analyst Michael Pachter has intimated that loot boxes may very well be coming to EA's upcoming Anthem, but it's okay, they're just cosmetic. Now, I've already done, not too long ago actually, an exhaustive, laborious takedown of the just cosmetic argument, but let's have a look at what Pachter said for completion's sake. So the question for Anthem is, will EA screw it up like Star Wars, said Michael Pachter, or will they follow the Overwatch and Destiny? Yeah, Destiny's gone over really well with the community, mate. Or will they follow the Overwatch and Destiny roadmap where the actual game is fun to play and the payments are ancillary? Because where they got into trouble with Star Wars was in making it pay to win. Had they limited themselves to purely cosmetic items, I don't think anyone would have said anything, so Anthem has the potential to be like Destiny in terms of game experience and Overwatch in terms of microtransactions offered where it's all cosmetic and no one bats an eye. First of all, Mr. Pachter, you wound me. How long have we known each other? We've known each other's work for years and years. You've shouted me out before. And yet you think no one would have batted an eye. You think no one would have said anything if Anthem's loot boxes turn out to be just cosmetic. You know I'm here and you know Monday's always coming, Michael. You know better than this. You analyse the industry for God's sake. But all levity aside, Michael Pachter is just an industry analyst. He's not speaking on behalf of Electronic Arts here. And while I do think in general he's a decent chap, we get along well enough, I find it very interesting that Anthem isn't even out yet. Anthem hasn't even confirmed it'll have microtransactions. As of November, microtransactions and loot boxes are still an ongoing discussion regarding Anthem. But I think it's incredibly interesting that it's already just being assumed that Anthem's gonna have loot boxes in them because it's an EA game, and they're already being defended preemptively. Not only that, but things are already going the way I thought they'd go. We got a top industry analyst like Michael Pachter already selling the line that loot boxes are okay if they're just cosmetic. Fact is, people did kick up a massive stink about Destiny 2, but that was completely overshadowed, eclipsed by Battlefront 2, which made things worse. Now we can walk things back, retcon it if you will, to where loot boxes have always been okay, it's just when they go a bit too far like Battlefront 2. Never mind the fact this is unregulated, unlicensed, glorified gambling no matter what's in the fucking boxes. Never mind the fact that cosmetic loot, in an RPG especially, does have a lot of value for players. Never mind it uses all of the same psychological manipulation, the same exploitation of gamer addiction, the same haves and have-nots economy that makes so-called skin gambling work. Nah, it's just cosmetic now and that means it's good. Just like how people in future are going to be grateful if a game only has regular good old microtransactions in them, because we always had those and those were fine before EA took it too far with Battlefront 2. We've always been at war with Eurasia. Obviously I'm being a little bit dramatic and facetious, but I'm not gonna let this corporate bullshit get away and just slip past unfucking checked. I see you, game industry, I see your bollocks. They're dangly, and they're scaly, and they're slimy, and nobody wants to lick them. And with regards to Anthem, I'll echo the sentiments I provided at the end of the Gymquisition's top 10 shittiest games of 2017 when I posed the question to EA, why the fuck should we care? Should we give an hairy little shit about Anthem or any games you vomit up in 2018 now that you've shown so nakedly how cynically you view the game industry and those who partake in its purchases? You already admitted to your investors that you put microtransactions in there just to make pure profit. You wouldn't have said that the removal of microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2 wouldn't have had a material impact otherwise. You buy and close down game studios with no respect to their history, independence, their talent. You make them produce games they're not comfortable producing, and when they suck, you put all the blame on them. You've been specifically outed by former BioWare BioWare employees as a company that only views video games as cold, cynical products designed to bilk as much money out of the audience as humanly possible. By all accounts, you absolutely no longer ever consider video games as, well, electronic arts. Anyone who's followed your Unicronic behaviour, because you are Unicronic arts, fears for BioWare's longevity because it's on that trajectory. Out of all the game publishers in the world, you are perhaps the most contemptuous, the biggest envelope pusher when it comes to your own players' patience, time and money. You have actively benefited from people with addiction problems, the amount of money you've made off so-called whales in Mass Effect games. You're a parasite, you're a sleaze pustule, you are a fucking blight. You specialise in twisting and mutating once good games to fit your unchecked, rampant avarice. And you're not to be trusted. I don't know how anyone could be excited for Anthem with you at the fucking helm. And let's face it, yeah, it's being developed by BioWare, but it's you at the helm, EA. Because you're EA, you're executive meddlers of the highest fucking calibre. Or rather, the lowest fucking standard. You are shiftless fucklumps and you don't deserve one iota, one tuppenny foreskin of a sliver of a benefit of the so-called doubt. I realise you are super powerful and your marketing is a behemoth and Anthem is going to sell a lot of copies and you're going to make money. And that's on top of the purely profit, greed motivated microtransactions that you will inevitably shovel into the game. And they will be motivated by greed and profit. I no longer accept that games are too expensive to make and they need them. Electronic Arts tipped its hand there. Nice try, corporate mouthpieces, but that excuse is officially dead. Of course, nothing is a done deal until the deal is done. There is an outside chance Anthem could be a palate cleanser, a way to show us that EA has mended its ways before it goes back to its old broken ways. You never know, maybe there won't be microtransactions in Anthem. It seems like an incredibly small chance of that being the case, but we could be surprised. Either way, Electronic Arts' behaviour over the past several years, not just with Battlefront, but with many games, has destroyed any interest I have in their shit anymore, outside of seeing what the latest greedy train wreck's gonna be. I consider their products to be meta spectacles now. Fun not as games themselves, but as massive fucking shit shows. In that regard, I'm very interested to see where Anthem goes. As Michael Pachter himself notes, I think right now EA is on probation with gamers. I think everyone is watching everything they do. I don't think they can afford to put an onerous microtransaction scheme in any game going forward. They need to re-earn gamers' trust again. Wow, win back their trust again, huh? Electronic Arts hasn't had anybody's trust outside of their shareholder meeting since 2007. That's going to be a hell of a rollback. So to summarise, I don't care what's in a loot box, they are scum and need to fuck off. Also, Electronic Arts can eat all my holes to perfection. So basically 2018 is on track.